All right, you guys, this is an amazing effort right now at the Yum Center. We're down here before the game, and it's going to go on before and after the game. They are making pallets of donations of bottles of water, which are coming in big packages, big, 12 and 24 packs, and they're wrapping them and putting them on pallets so they can be easily shipped. This is an amazing effort. People are driving past and dropping off water, which is something that you can do as well. For those of you who are looking for something to do, this is what you can do. Getting in the car and driving to Mayfield is not the solution. And actually, they're asking us not to do that. They say if you want to help, then give blood. Give to the secure account that the state has set up, which I'm also putting on my feed right now so you can see it. secure.kentucky.gov. Form Services, Finance, WKY, Western Kentucky Relief. Give to that. Give blood. Join in organizational efforts like this one, where people are joining together, bringing water, putting it on huge flats, wrapping it in plastic, and then taking it in approved caravans from the city. This is all from the city of Louisville down there. Just FYI, guys, National Guard is posted all around the perimeter, and they're not letting people come in unless they have a purpose. There's the mayor right there. He's greeting people who are bringing water. They are not. Hey, Mayor. Not much. You tell us what's happening. You're the one that we want to hear from.
Amazing response this morning. Not surprising, but we filled one truck already. We got another one that'll be filled up soon. We got more trucks coming as well. So, you can always depend on the people of Louisville to help out. Big compassionate hearts, and they're showing it once again.
We've been through a lot in our own city, so we have a lot of experience with tornadoes from 1974. Surveying the damage that you've seen down south, do you think there's any comparison to what we experienced here?
Of course, it was horrible here in 74.
Yep.
I just missed the house that I lived in with my mom and dad at the time. But this swath of destruction, a 200-mile-long storm event, was just devastating. We sent our emergency service personnel and some of our firefighters down. They left at 3:30 on Saturday morning, so They were some of the first to get down there to help out. They're leading a unified command around the candle factory, so our people are really good.
Yeah.
They're down there helping. I'm really proud of them, but the devastation that they report and conversations I've had with the governor and others, they say the pictures are bad, but it's 100 times worse in person.
And Mayor, as a city official, someone who has experience with this, I know a lot of people are saying, I want to help. I want to go to Mayfield. I want to help. And the authorities are asking us not to do that.
Oh, yeah. You don't want to go to Mayfield because you got to get all your emergency service personnel in there. This is still a rescue and recovery mission.
Right.
And then we just need to be responding to what their needs are. They will tell us what they need. So it'd be a terrible mistake to go down there. You're just going to get in the way. And so
that's right.
Deliver water. They need blood down there as well.
Yep. And we can give blood anywhere, and it's going to help the effort.
That's right.
Right.
And volunteer to help the Red Cross collect blood right now.
And give to this secure form that the governor has set up for the team Western Kentucky. That's a really important thing, too.
Money,
we have
water,
our LSD.
blood
yep.
are wasted too after all this. So there'll be plenty of time, and this is going to go on for a long time. So
yeah, it's not going to be over today.
Appreciate people helping today. They're really stepping up, but we're going to need help for a long time. So
yeah, all the infrastructure.
We're collecting water down here at the Yum Center until 2 o'clock this afternoon.
This is terrific. Look at all these pallets coming in. Thanks, Mayor Fisher. We appreciate you. All of these folks who are driving up and dropping off water, bringing it in big containers, and then they're taking the water and they're packaging it up on pallets, and they're wrapping it with massive amounts of plastic so that they're easily transportable. They won't shift in the trucks and so forth. So a really, really well thought out plan. And this is the kind of plan that you guys want to participate in. If you really want to do something, here come the firemen, and they're going to be, adding to the. Look at them. They've got containers of water too. The firemen are always coming to us. Fire people. Anyway, my strong recommendation, and that of every other emergency services person that I know, every city authority who's spoken, every state authority who's spoken, is do not rush to areas that have been devastated by natural disasters with your, desire to help, because you literally cannot do the work that is being done They're using heavy equipment. They're extracting bodies. They're still hopefully rescuing the people who have survived in the rubble, but they don't feel like there's much chance of that happening anymore. They're doing so much, and the roadways there's no lights, there's no flashing red lights, there's no traffic control. First responders, which are tiny in those towns of 2,500 to 10,000, first responders are all tied up trying to manage the disaster, and they don't have time to drive people around and control traffic. They don't have time to tell people what to do. So here come the cheerleaders. This is awesome. The Lady Cards are coming out to bring water. This is beautiful. What a great show of support from University of Louisville. Oh, these are our basketball players. Yeah, oh, even better. I thought it was the girls who were going to come out and do some dancing for us. That would be even cooler. That's very nice. Lady Cards coming out to do their thing, and they're handing the mayor their bottles of water. Go Cards! Woo-hoo! This is awesome. Mayor Fisher's telling us that they've filled one truck up already. They're working on a second truck, which is fantastic. And Coach has come out to talk to the mayor as he and the Lady Cards heading back inside. I wish that the dancers would come out. I really do. I love their dance lines. I'll listen in too, Coach. Good to see you.
Okay, good to see you.
All right, Jeff, you talked a little bit about it yesterday, but what does it mean to see this kind of donation for such a big game?
Well, I mean, it just speaks volumes, not just about our fans here at Louisville, but the Kentucky crowd also, and then our city, in our state. I mean, it's, a tragedy that took place. Everyone's coming together and showing compassion, and that's what it's all about. We'll have an unbelievable ball game in here at 1 o'clock where two teams are going to compete against each other and try to do everything they can to win. But it just shows that you can still come together before. This is just a game. What took place the other night it's about life. And no matter what happened in today's game, we're going to walk away from that. So we were able to use this environment, this rivalry game, to bring good to those in need, and that's the most important thing about it. Now, again, I've got to thank my brother who made the initial call to me the other morning, and then I got on the phone with Eric Granger here at the Young Center, and then Josh Hurd and Amy Calabrese, and that's what jump-started this whole thing. And then it was great to see our mayor get involved and everyone else. So just really, really appreciative of the wonderful support that has come out here to give back to our state.
Thanks, Coach. Good luck today. Good to see you. So you guys think about the fact that water is the simplest, most basic thing that we need for survival. We cannot live without water. It's just like we cannot live without air. And the gathering of water by so many people is such a beautiful tribute to what's going on across the state, across the country, really, because a lot of people are giving money from everywhere, across the world, actually. They're giving money to our secure fund, which is rolling across the bottom of your screen. That's the best way to give right there, is that secure.kentucky.gov, and then you see the rest of it. That's where you can give, the money is going to go directly to the areas that are hardest hit. And that's what we want to do. I know they're going to be, as sad as it is, there are going to be some cheaters. There are going to be some scam artists. There are going to be people who say, I'm going to Western Kentucky, give me money, give me supplies, and I'll take it there, that you can't believe. And unfortunately, this happens every time there's a disaster. It's just like the roofers who come out to, after a hurricane along the Gulf Coast and say that they're going to replace your roof, and then you give them the money and they run away. So you got to be really careful, and for sure that if you give to this secure fund, this is going straight through the Commonwealth of Kentucky. They're going to take care of it. They're going to get the things that need to be gotten where they need to go, and getting money and supplies to the people who are suffering the most is the whole goal here. So please share this live. If you have not yet done so, share the live, and show everybody exactly what is going on down here. You can see that traffic is just crazy before the game. The traffic's always crazy before the game, but I love the fact that people are coming in and giving water. Sorry about that. I stepped away for just a second. The fact that people are pulling up right now and handing out massive amounts of water. Mayor Fisher just told us a minute ago. Yeah, you're fine. No problem. That's what a live stream is.
No, it's all good.
Everybody walks through
I wanted to make sure I wasn't getting.
No, you're good. Mayor Fisher told us they've already filled up one truck. They are doing this right now, which is amazing. If you watch it, they're taking all the water. They're putting it in boxes. And see, watch what he's doing right now. He's taking the individual gallons of water. He's putting them in a giant box, and then they're going to plastic wrap it. They're going to put that thing on a lift, and they're going to put it up in the truck. The rest of the waters, they're wrapping on pallets. They're putting these gigantic. Ooh, Mayor, be careful. They're wrapping. You almost bit the dust there. They're wrapping all of these bottles of water in plastic to hold them on the pallets so that they don't shift, and that's fantastic. Now Tyler Mountain is coming in. Tyler Mountain Coffee and Water just pulled up with a huge truck. I can only imagine what they've got on there. But just stop and think about the fact that the infrastructure has been completely destroyed. There is no water. There is no electric. People don't have heat. We had an accident. We had a shift. The load shifted, unfortunately. The load shifted. Almost lost a $1,000 tripod in the process there.
The camera's probably worth more than that. I'm gonna need that video.
I guarantee you the camera's worth more than that. But it was a good save. Good save, guys. Way to go. So, yeah, these are the things that happen sometimes. We had a little catastrophe, a near catastrophe there. But yeah, you guys, come on down. Oh, let's go take a look at what Tyler Mountain's brought in, because damn, this is amazing. Look at that. Holy smoke. Look at that water. Look at that beautiful water. And they've already got theirs plasticed up. They've already got theirs wrapped. So what they're going to do is go get one of these cool little forklifts that they've got. They're going to stick the forklift underneath that pallet and lift it right out of the side of the truck. That is awesome. That's awesome. So, all Kentuckians coming together today. A lot of people coming over from Indiana too, because I'm seeing a lot of people coming across the bridge. Kentuckians coming together today, regardless if you're a UK or U of L fan, regardless if you're a Democrat or Republican, regardless of what your skin color is, what your sexual orientation is, what your political preference is, what your, whatever. Everybody's a Kentuckian when a catastrophe like this happens. Every single one. How you guys doing? Good to see you. Thank you for your contributions.
Thank you.
This is just absolutely amazing. Amazing to watch. Especially the fact that it was pulled together so quickly. Coach Walls was just saying a second ago that in the middle of the night, we got on the phone with someone who said, we need to get water. This is going to be a long-term proposition. These couple of little truckloads of water are going to be taken up and gone within a few days of getting them. You got to think about the fact that the towns all along the way of this 250-mile swath of tornadoes were affected. It's not just Mayfield. Bowling Green had a lot of devastating damage. They've been working very hard to get their water and electric back up, their infrastructure back operational. And from the press conference I just heard, it sounds like they have done a pretty good job of doing that, which is terrific. But, Mayfield is gone. It is absolutely gone. And that's the entire problem, is that there's nothing left to talk about. There's no water source. There's no electric source. There is no heat. People don't have houses. People don't have beds. Here comes the Cardinal. Hey, look at that. The Cardinal's bringing his own his own cooler of water, which is really cool. These guys are all bringing water in too. This is fantastic. We appreciate them all so much. Okay, we've got the disaster relief officials who had a near disaster of their own with the water pile. You're going to want to wrap some more plastic around the bottom because you got one little Jenga piece that's coming out down here. See that one? Yeah. It is like playing Jenga, honest to God. Cardinal bird and the mayor lifting water. Greg's going to have his back out by the end of the day. He's lifted so much water. Cardinal bird, young and strong. We'll keep him working for a couple of hours here before he goes in. He has to go in and do the thing in the game, of course, but he'll be back out again. If you don't make it before, you can come after the game because they're going to be collecting water, today from 11 until 2. Now we're getting a whole bunch of people who are walking up right now and handing in all their water, which is phenomenal. We're so grateful for this. Just a ton of people showing up before the game starts. Folks coming in with, how you doing? All colors, red, blue, black, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter what your affiliation is. Hello, how you doing? Take them right over there.
Do you want to be in it? That's okay.
It's a beautiful, beautiful thing to see. It's a beautiful thing to see. It's a beautiful thing to watch. And come here and talk to me for a second. I want you to tell me about why you came down today. Come here. Come on, Charlotte. Come on over here, babe.
Come up here, bird.
Oh, let's get the cardinal bird in there too. Okay, tell us, you guys have to speak for the cardinal bird. Tell us why you brought water today. What was the thought process in your head?
It's our family. It's Kentucky. Yep, and it feels like it's us too, since we've been through tornadoes there as well.
Yeah, it's all of us. And as we've said, there is no affiliation today. We're all just Kentuckians.
We're just family. Yep. Go
Good
Cards.
job.
Go Cards.
Good job. Enjoy the game. Thank you. And, honest to God, we're not really worried about who wins today. I'm not worried about who wins today. I know a lot of other people are vested in that, but what really is important is how many people come to give support to this extraordinary effort of collecting water. As the mayor said, a full truck has already gone. They are now unloading the Tyler Mountain Coffee and Water truck, and they've got a whole bunch of pallets here, which are fantastic, getting ready to get loaded up onto the second truck, which will be going to Communications Director Jessica Wethington posing with the cardinal bird. Just super fun to have him out here lending his spirit and his sense of cheer. Of course, everybody is really focusing and ramping up on the holidays right now, and you think about the fact that the town of Mayfield, the town of Bowling Green, the town of Dawson Springs, all of them were decorated for Christmas. And you are seeing stuff coming down all over the place. One of the things I want to bring to your attention is there's a lost and found. It's called the Quad State Lost and Found Site for tornadoes. Pick up all kinds of crazy stuff. And I was walking at the dog park and I found a picture. I found a photograph of somebody that was dated 12/31/02, and it was pristine. It was just lying there. And you know that it's one of the pictures that got picked up in the tornado and swept hundreds of miles away. So, if you find photos that are just like stuck to the window of your car or lying in your yard, don't throw them away. If you find documents, you're going to find checks. You may find contracts. You could find a deed to a house, all kinds of things. These are things that literally get swept out of houses, out of file cabinets, out of sometimes lock boxes, and picked up in the tornadoes and distributed hundreds and hundreds of miles away. You just have to think about somebody in New Albany, somebody in Cincinnati has come on that page and reported that they have found pictures or documentation. So it's really pretty amazing when you stop to think about it. If you find something that's just random like that, please post it. I've put the site on my page. Please post it. Please save it. Please keep it safe, because these are memories, that people have lost that can't be replaced, and it's heartbreaking. So I love the fact that they've developed that space. The Quad State Tornado found items. It's on my page. Just go and look for it because it's a really, really, really cool idea. And again, on my live crawl, I'm talking about the secure fund. You can give to this secure fund through the state of Kentucky. The money is going directly to the areas in Kentucky that have the most desperate need. So, please give to that fund. Be careful who else you give to, because as I said, there's unfortunately a lot of scammers that come out when crises develop like this, natural disasters, and you don't want to be taken advantage of. You want your money to go where it needs to go, not where other people say it's going to go and then it doesn't end up there. Thanks so much to these guys for bringing in all this water on pallets, wrapped, ready to go, ready to transport. They're going to use their little power jack here, which is really cool, and take it right down. See how that works? I always love how things work. That's pretty exciting. You just lift that right up and take it right in. Very cool. Very cool. Very cool how that works. Okay. This is beautiful.
It really is.
Who are you with?
Kroger.
You're with Kroger. So tell me a little bit about this experience for you. Have you been involved with natural disaster relief before?
Not an awful lot, but this is just blowing my everlasting mind. I mean, it's just.
Are you from Ireland?
I'm from Scotland. So
I hear that in your voice.
our purpose is to feed the human spirit. So when we talked to U of L yesterday, we were talking about how we could work together to collect water. And then we get the box truck and we get some volunteers and we come down here, and the generosity of all the people here in Louisville just is outstanding.
And you've already loaded one truck, Mayor Fisher.
Oh yeah,
said.
the SOS were here earlier and they loaded a truck. And we have one pallet on the truck, but UPS is seemingly coming at 2 p.m.
Awesome.
And so we're going to load as much as we can on here. And of course, they're the official folks that can take it down to the affected areas in Western Kentucky.
Now tell me about the situation with your stores. Are you aware of whether or not the stores of Kroger that serve those areas that were so badly damaged, did any of those stores survive the tornadoes?
Well, I'm not sure what happened with the other divisions. We go down as far as Middlesbrough in the south, all the way through to Madisonville in the west. Okay. So I know we're still trying to kind of help where we can.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
That's the best thing we can do. But all of our stores right now, we have converted all of the Zero Hunger Roundup to the Red Cross Disaster Relief Fund. So,
amazing.
So anybody can go into our stores and do that.
What's your name?
Sharon Welsh.
Thank you, Sharon. I'm Tara Bassett. It's a pleasure to meet you.
You too.
Thank you so much. What a beautiful thing. Kroger coming together with the city, with a lot of other organizations, and doing what they're doing to convert their Zero Hunger program right now to the amazing tornado relief that they're doing. Man, I tell you. Truly, truly a thing of beauty. A lot of people coming in here for the game. A lot of people bringing water before the game. They kind of made it like your mission. If you're coming to the game, you need to bring water. So look at all the people that have actually done that. We've got people coming in right now, bringing gallons of water. We've got people who have big bags, big cartons and containers of 24, smaller ones of 12. How you doing? And the supply clerks here, the extraordinary folks who are collecting the water, are doing a great job of getting it on the pallets, wrapped and ready to go in very short order. We've still got people pulling up who have truck loads full of water. You watch them as they pull it out. Of course, strong guys like this picking up 2 24-packs at the same time, carrying them in. And, the half the city administrative staff is out here helping to unload, which is a good thing. We want to see our city involved in the recovery process, just as when we have disasters here, people come to our aid. It's our responsibility. It is our duty to love and support one another. As Asada Shakur says, we must love and support one another. Sorry. Big flats of water. Big flats of water coming, which is phenomenal. So grateful. Hey, how you doing? So grateful for this wonderful turnout. This is going to go on until 2 o'clock, you guys, so you have plenty of time. I'm going to sit still for just a second and just watch as the people come in, and I'm going to just talk to you. A lot of people calling and asking me how you can help. A lot of people asking on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram, who are sending personal messages, who know that I am involved in animal rescue as well as human help. But the most important thing that people can do right now is try to do what is happening here. Try to be involved with organizational efforts that will give people the opportunity to contribute legitimately to organizations. And in this particular case, it's Metro, it's our city, who are going to be delivering this directly to the places in most need. And what's cycling underneath the live stream right now is the address of the Team Western Kentucky fund that has been set up by Governor Beshear's people, and this is an absolutely excellent way to contribute. You know the money is going to be safe. Don't get into the fly-by-night scammers. Don't give to people who say we're going to go to Kentucky, we're going to go to Western Kentucky and help, unless you know them personally, you know their hearts, you know what their efforts are going to be. If you are an individual who just is dying to help, they're asking people not to come to the disaster areas. They're asking people not to come down there, not to goggle, not to ogle, not to come in and see what it's all about under the guise of helping, because you don't know what you're getting into. There's no traffic signals. There's no facilities. There's no electric. There's no water. And they're doing the best they can to support the people who are in there working now. They don't need a bunch of, onlookers and a bunch of people who say that they want to come in and help, who really aren't. Not in the big disaster areas. Now, if you want to go to some of the other areas that were not as hard hit but still need help, those would be the place to go. Those would be the people that have the infrastructure, the people that have the traffic signals, the people whose water and electric is working again. Those are the towns that if you really want to help, you should go to. But for the love of God, don't go to Mayfield. For the love of God, do not go to Mayfield. They are still taking deceased from the candle factory and other structures. There are literally thousands of homes that were destroyed that we don't know where those people are. As Governor Beshear said yesterday, Dawson Springs is absolutely decimated, and we do not know where the homeowners are. They're coming back slowly. They're being claimed slowly, but they are not everybody's identified. Not everybody's positions, current positions in relationship to where they were, whether they were at their houses, whether they were at work, whether they left work, whether they left their houses. Nobody really knows, because communications are so difficult as well. And that's another thing. The infrastructure of communications network is down in Mayfield and in other cities like that. So as much as I admire the spirit and the love of the people who are wanting to go and help, unless you are a first responder, unless you are someone who is with a team and they've got all the help they need. There were a bunch of nurses who said yesterday, we went and we spent the whole day there and they never let us in. It's because they said they did not need that kind of help. What they need is this kind of help. They need to have water. They need to have supplies. They need to have cold weather supplies, which is very important. This is just like doing homeless outreach for people who are going to be, staying in cabins. Some of them lucky enough to have cabins at the Kentucky State Parks close to the disaster areas. So it's really, really important to understand what our roles are. Staying in our own lanes is a very important thing at this point. Of all people, you guys know that I'm somebody who jumps right into the middle of everything first. And I know from being a meteorologist and from going on storm damage survey trips with the National Weather Service, the last place you want to walk into unprepared and not knowing what you're doing is a natural disaster, especially a tornado or hurricane, a flood. God, the situations are just absolutely unbelievable when you walk into them. You can't even imagine what it's like. You can't. You can't even imagine. So this kind of help is terrific. Loading up trucks, gathering supplies, and after. Hey, how you guys doing? Good job. Aw, I love it when kids come. Love it when kids come and bring stuff, especially when it's kids, good kids. So, yeah, once again, at the bottom of the screen, you see that website. That's where you can go for Western Kentucky Relief. It's called the Team Western Kentucky Tornado Relief Fund. That's the site. You can share it. You can do whatever else you need to do with it. Please stay away from the areas. I know, Michelle, it's really wonderful. Hardyville, tell us, Michelle, some of the areas that you think need help. Tell us about some of the cities that are suffering in your neck of the woods, because you said your side of the holler or the creek or whatever you were talking about earlier, your side of the valley was not affected, but the other side definitely was. So this is one of many, many, many collection efforts that are going on. This is not going to be a one-day thing. This is not a one-off. This is something that's going to have to happen for literally weeks and months. And just watch as people drive up and as they bring their bottles of water and they feel that sense of accomplishment and they feel that sense of contribution. It's such a beautiful thing. A lot of people pulled up, they dropped off water, and then they went and parked their cars and came back. And then some of them parked their cars and carried the water all this way. And look at how many pallets of water after already filling one truck. This is how many pallets of water. Hey, can I talk to you for a second? You're a UK fan, right?
Yes.
I'm just guessing because you're wearing that shirt.
Yes.
Talk to me about how important it is today, what you just did with bringing water and helping with tornado relief in regards to the competition aspects of Kentucky versus Louisville.
I think it's very important to help those in need, and we're all like as one living in Kentucky, helping those who got hurt from the tornado. And it's like important because like we come here and we'll watch Kentucky versus Louisville, and just a ton of people will come to these games and bring water, and it's just important to help those, especially one of my aunt lives down there.
Oh,
so
is she okay?
Yeah, she's fine.
Okay, good deal. Thank you so much for what you did. Where do you go to school?
North Oldham.
What's your name?
Ryan Howard.
Nice to meet you, Ryan. You're a very well-spoken young man.
Thank you.
Thank you. Handsome too. So the kids are coming, the adults are coming, the seniors are coming. There are groups, there are individuals. There's just a ton of people who want to do something good and who want to be a part of this gathering effort. How you doing? Did you bring some water?
Oh yeah.
Good for you. I'm so happy that you did that. You want to talk to us a little bit about this effort?
I think it's real good support to help out others that really needs it. God really wants us to give the love and the support to people that needs it.
Absolutely, and thank you for doing it.
And looking forward to this big game here today.
Well, good luck. You look like you might be cheering for Louisville.
Yes, cheering for Louisville.
All right, good luck. Although at this point, what my major concern is here is just to know how much water we get. Because as I said, this is an ongoing thing. Until they get the infrastructure reestablished, until they get the water lines up, because all the water had to be shut off, especially in the hardest hit areas like Mayfield. Once they get the water up, once they get the electricity back up, all of those things are going to be absolutely phenomenal. The biggest problem is, these initial days. It's such a critical time. They just need room and space to do what they're doing. Balkus, we're glad you're here from Scotland. Thank you so much. Michelle, I'm so glad that you're here with us. And yes, Karen, a lot of stuff is going to be going to Bowling Green. That's a good question. Let me ask the mayor, or let me ask Jessica. Do you know if there's any place open to get blood today?
I know that Red Cross is working to get blood drives set up this week.
Okay.
And he said, sure. So we were going to...
Yeah, just let me know if you do. People are asking.
Okay.
Thanks, Jessica. So we asked the mayor's communications director. She's going to see if she can find out whether there is some place to give blood today, which is phenomenal. Yeah, obviously, Peggy, a lot of people are giving. And April, I'm so happy to be able to show you. Michelle, I think a lot of the smaller towns in the swath of the tornado are not necessarily getting the mention because of the overwhelming attention that has been placed on everything. I know Dalton Springs is gone. That's what Governor Beshear said yesterday. Yeah, the Quad State Tornado found items. That's a big, big thing to remember. And put an @ sign before that so it highlights on Facebook, Alice, if you will. Quad State Tornado found items. That's really important. If you're seeing pictures, Cave City, Horse Cave, Bowling Green, Park City. Those are the areas that Michelle, our friend Michelle, wants to call attention to, because honest to God, it has just been absolutely devastating to watch the 200 and something miles of tornado swath that has come across, 6 different states. They're calling it Quad State because they thought it was 4, but now they realize it's actually 6. So I'm not even going to try to count them, but I think it's Arkansas, Missouri, Kentucky, Tennessee, Illinois, and one other. I don't know which other state it was, but there were 6 states that were affected by this swath of 30 plus tornadoes. When you stop to think about it, 30 tornadoes, which is amazing. So, yeah, here comes some more folks laden down with water. Look at this. Wow, this is just amazing. It's such an amazing thing to see people coming in. Hey. Yeah. This young man right here? No. Yep. And he just said, whew, I'll get him. Hey, I want to talk to you for a minute.
Sure.
I hear you showed up with water here.
Yes, ma'am.
And you decided to stay because you thought they needed help.
Yes, ma'am.
How long you been here?
Here at the Yum Center? Or
yeah.
Here in Louisville?
Yeah.
Since 11 o'clock, actually.
How long you been in Louisville?
Pretty much my whole life, all 28 years. Currently serving in the United States Army.
Thank you for your service.
You're
What's
welcome,
your name, sir?
Nathaniel Barton.
And what's your rank?
I'm a sergeant.
Excellent, Sergeant. Thank you so much. And where are you stationed? Are you in a full-time capacity?
Yes, ma'am. I'm down at Fort Campbell.
Excellent. And so you just came up to see the game today?
No, I'm actually here visiting my family. I was born and raised here in Louisville and served 8 years in the military, served in 2 branches.
Oh my gosh, which other branch?
United States Marine Corps.
Oh, thank you so much for your service.
You're welcome,
and I just saw you take a big
Yeah.
You've been working hard. These bottles of water are not lightweight.
No, but that's what we do in the military. We're required to lift heavy weights. So.
Have you been into disaster zones? Have you been into natural disasters?
Not per se. I have been in several bad weather. My time being in multiple typhoons, being overseas in Asia, a couple hurricanes in North Carolina, and then obviously the tornado that just hit the other night. And I don't live far from it, so just seeing all the devastation that happened, and then seeing all the great, wonderful people here helping out, doing their part to help out fellow Kentuckians. It truly is amazing, and I'm just really ecstatic about it.
Well, we appreciate you being here. Are you going to the game?
No, ma'am, I'm not.
Is there any possibility that you would go to the game if you had the opportunity, or are you just too busy doing other things?
Well, right now, this is more important.
Appreciate y'all.
Unfortunately, I had to get back down to base, but I would love to go to the game if I could, but unfortunately, this
you got work
to do. Priority. Yes, ma'am.
God bless you, Sergeant. Merry Christmas.
Right.
Thank you so much for your effort, and I know you're going to just keep lifting all these big bottles of water, and you can see the amount of stuff that they have stacked thus far, which is absolutely incredible. This one whole truck has been loaded. This group of pallets is about to be loaded onto the truck, and boy, I tell you, it's just amazing. It really is amazing what people have done. Thank you so much, Sergeant. God bless you. You guys can be a part of it too if you are interested in contributing, bringing water right here to the sidewalk and dropping it off. These massive piles of water that are being wrapped in plastic, put on pallets, and getting ready to be loaded into the back of this truck. This is the second truck that they will be filling up. So it's pretty amazing when you stop to think about it. We've got more people who are coming in for the game, who are bringing gigantic pallets of water with them. A beautiful, beautiful thing. I'm just thinking about this kid who came up from Fort Campbell. He's just been staying because he thought they needed help. So God bless him. He's stayed a long time. Oh, we got SOS coming in and delivering 2 truckloads of water, which is phenomenal. Got folks who are carrying these massive pallets of water everywhere they go.
I tell you what, we're going to be pretty close to being able to fill up a 53-foot drive in. I think so. I got the motor guy saying yes. Yeah. Because we could about 48 pallets. We could put it right here in front. We have a pallet drive. Yeah,
I have forklift.
no matter what. Great.
I got, you need a forklift?
Oh, right there. All right, you guys, I'm gonna move my camera back a little bit because we have a sudden burst of activity here with the SOS truck arriving, which is really phenomenal. This is what community looks like. We say it over and over and over again. This is what community looks like. This is what you can do if you want to help, if you want to do something. Don't sit home and talk about thoughts and prayers. Go pick up a bottle of a packet of water and bring it down to the Yum Center before 2 o'clock. That's something you can do. You can also sign up to to give blood. You can also use that secure donation spot that is right at the bottom of your screen, and you can contribute, which is a phenomenal thing that you can do. I mean, just the way this is piling up is phenomenal. And the fact that we're about to load this box truck with all these pallets of water that have been collected and wrapped. This man from Kroger has been using plastic wrap like it's going out of style, and getting all that stuff loaded. I just asked the mayor's office if they would take that young man to the game with them, and I don't know whether he'll go, but he said he would love to go to the game if given the opportunity. But he said this was more of a priority, so I'm hoping that they'll be able to work something out. If he says he'll go, I'd love to see him. Come some more Cardinal fans carrying bottles of water on their shoulders, which is really cool. I'm going to get up here in the sun for just a second because it's cold and I left my jacket in the car. I haven't been down here since the day we came to vote. The day that Travis voted for the first time. It was the last time I was down here on the Yum Center patio. That just kind of struck me as I started to walk up here, which is pretty amazing. So, fans are very excited. They're getting ready to go into the game. How you guys doing? A lot of people are doing beautiful things, bringing water for the disaster relief, for the tornadoes, as they get ready to go into the game. And a lot of people who normally would not be out on a Sunday afternoon doing anything because this is a day that people typically like to keep for the family. You know, they stay at home, they hang out, they maybe do some yard work, whatever. I mean, this is what typically the day of rest is supposed to mean. There's no rest here. There's no rest for these folks who are delivering water, who are bringing in huge packets of water, 12, 24 cases of water. There's no rest for the people who are doing the collecting. There is no rest for the people who are wrapping it. There's no rest for the people who are going to drive it the 3.5, 4 hours to Mayfield and to other cities where it is absolutely needed. There's no rest for anybody because honestly, there is no infrastructure left in a lot of the cities in Western Kentucky that were in the swath of this 200+ mile tornado. There is no rest for people who don't have beds anymore. There's no rest for people who don't have houses, who don't have Christmas decorations, who don't have garages, who don't have anything left, who don't have any clothes left, who don't have any kitchen implements left. All of these things are going to be needed, and there are going to be drives for all of those. But right now, people are being moved into cottages at Kentucky State Parks and other temporary housing. People are being relocated. People are moving in with family members. A lot of people, they say, in Graves County are already, being accommodated by family members, which is a tremendous gift. But I tell you, it's amazing to see the number of people who have come down here with 12 and 24 packs of water. If the stores are starting to run out, they'll get more. Go ahead and just buy them up and bring them on down, because we want to make sure that that as much of the absolute important, critical, life-saving water that we can gather here in Louisville gets taken to the disaster areas where water has had to be shut off because of extraordinary damage from the tornadoes. Water is life-giving, life-saving. It's absolutely necessary for our survival. So thank you all so much for picking up these bottles of water, these packages of water, 12s and 24s, bringing them down. The guys are doing such a good job of packing them, tying them in just like we used to tie in bales of hay, so that the bale doesn't, the load doesn't shift and the bales of hay don't fall apart. People are extraordinary. The community is extraordinary. If you just stop and think about, the word just got put out a little bit more than 24 hours ago that this water collection was going to happen, and here come, hey, how you doing? Good to see you. Half the people in Louisville are showing up for this game. Right there, that's good. Thank you, darling.
Thank you.
Appreciate you guys doing that. They're bringing, SOS has brought huge numbers of packages of water.
Can I just set it down? Yeah.
Thank you.
Good job. Good job. Thank you.
Oh, hi. How are you?
I'm good. How you doing?
Everywhere.
I try to be. Take them up there if you will, because they're, that's excellent. These guys are bringing them up. They're right up here, or you can give them to them. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. They're unloading from that truck, going to that truck. These guys are going directly into that truck. Yeah. Good job. Thank you. Oh man, the pile just keeps growing. It's grown remarkably just since I've been here. You can see the number of people who have brought water just in the short time that I've been here. I got here just after 11 o'clock. The number of people who have showed up with huge cases of water and other things. People are showing up with some other stuff too, and those things are going to be collected. Today, they're just asking for water. Just so you know. And you can also give at the bottom of the screen. You see that Secure.Kentucky site? You can give to that, knowing that that money is going directly to the people who need it. Okay, the mayor is accepting a donation of towels. All new towels, which is very sweet. They're not collecting towels today. They're not collecting anything but water, but it was very generous of that person to bring stuff down. So just take a look at this, guys. You just stop to think about it. On a day when we're doing production, we'll go through 10 of these cases of water for a crew of 20 people. You're talking about feeding towns and giving towns and towns and towns and towns and towns of people, 2,500 people, 10,000 people. These waters, in order to replace the utility of water that has been shut off, that has been so badly compromised because of the tornadoes that they can't run the water anymore. They can't run the electricity because all of the wires were taken down. The transformers were blown. The water is shut off for hundreds of miles in so many cities. I know that Bowling Green reported on the press conference this morning that they are working very hard to get their infrastructure back up and running. They're doing a good job of getting the city running. But in these devastated towns, you have to realize there are no traffic lights. So people coming in who don't know where they're going are actually creating an issue for the first responders who are working. People who are, hey, how you doing? People who are working to do, the things that need to be done here locally, and letting the professionals, letting the city government teams who are working like this group is working, to take the stuff to the places, they're the ones who are really doing it the right way. And I'm saying that over and over and over again because of years of experience of going out and looking at tornado damage surveys, knowing what it's like in a city that doesn't have any traffic control, that there are electrical wires down, that there are, huge craters, literally, from things being blown, that there's hazards everywhere you walk, hazards everywhere you drive. This is the kind of work that needs to be done. Look at all these folks coming up right now with their gigantic pallets of water. This is the kind of work that needs to be done right now. And get on board with it, guys. Get on the teams here. Help yourselves, help others. Help your fellow man. Help people who are doing, hey, Kenny, how you doing? Good to see you. Kenny Klein from Newville. Everybody is rolling up here. The game starts, I think, at 1 o'clock. I don't know what time it is because I can't see my phone at the moment. But let's see if I can find out. Hey, Bonnie. Good to see you. Hey, Sam. Yes, somebody will help you unload if you pull up. Hey, girls. How you doing? Somebody will help you unload. We've got a ton of people here. You can see these strong, handsome, and beautiful people who are unloading truck after truck after truck after car after car after car right now. The mayor's office put together a team of people to come out here, and then just volunteers just appeared out of nowhere. This guy in the red sweater with the fatigue hat on, it looks like a camo hat, is in the military. He's stationed at Fort Campbell. He's here visiting his family. He thought this was a priority, came down to bring water and said, looks like you guys need help. And he stayed. And he has stayed and stayed and stayed. So he's a wonderful young man. He served in the Marine Corps as well as the Army. Thank you guys for bringing that. Why don't you talk to me for a second and tell me about what you brought? Oh, the mayor's got to talk to you first. Then we'll do it. People are giving you cash, Mayor?
Yeah.
Cash, Mayor?
Yeah, hey, what's that?
That's pretty cool. Denise, talk to us a little bit about SOS.
SOS is a global health nonprofit based here in Louisville. We really started our mission with a focus overseas, but over the past 5 years, we've realized that if you're really a global organization, you got to be local too. So we have a local health program and we have an emergency response team.
And this is obviously your emergency response team.
This is our emergency response
That's
team.
quite a truck.
Yeah.
2 trucks.
Yes.
You got a small truck and you got a big truck.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for what you do. We appreciate you.
We're happy to participate.
Yeah, supplies overseas doesn't necessarily mean there has to be an ocean between
we're actually
us.
not supplies overseas anymore.
Just SOS.
We are just SOS. It's help. That's what
I like
we do.
it. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. So they've actually changed the name of the organization just to SOS. They're not even calling it what it used to be called. I won't repeat that again to confuse the issue, but very nice. Hey, Candace. Hey, you know what? We're going to do what we can. Oh, thanks, Sam. 12:30. That was probably like, 5 minutes ago? Yeah, anybody who pulls up, Mayor Fisher is personally unloading your trunk. So let's make him work. All of the young people who are down here, and some older people too, are carrying massive, massive containers of water. The mayor's got his whole staff here. Kroger is here. Kroger is part of this entire effort. They're doing a tremendous amount. They've loaded 1 box truck already, and they are loading a 2nd box truck. If you are interested in bringing water, this is a great time to do it. They're going to be doing it till 2 o'clock. And they need strong arms and strong backs. So people who are welcome to come down and volunteer here today. The folks who have been doing this for the last hour and a half are getting tired. They're not quitting. They're getting tired. They're going to continue to do. So, yeah, welcome to come down and help volunteer today. I know that SOS probably would give you a job volunteering.
You got it.
You want people to volunteer?
We always need volunteers.
how do we get in touch with you guys to be able to do that?
Well, we are right down in Butchertown, and
I know
I've
exactly
lost my
where you are.
glasses here.
That's all right.
I haven't lost my cards.
I know exactly where you are.
Yeah.
Because I drive by you all the time. Arlington Avenue.
Yeah.
So
SOShealthandhope.org.
SOShealthandhope.org.
There. What they're doing is they're sorting the medical supplies. So this here is our emergency response team. We're doing something different.
Yep.
We're helping the city collect waters because we know how to collect and process and palletize and get it shipped.
Yep.
Our main focus, though, is collecting surplus medical supplies.
Yeah.
And those then are prepared to be distributed locally, internationally, wherever they can be used most appropriately. That's really what we're focused on.
I want to thank you, too, because I know that at times some of the folks who volunteer for you have given me outreach supplies to take to our houseless population. So thank you for that, too.
Yes.
We appreciate that.
We have done that. We have been in touch with EMS and Red Cross. I mean, the waters are the most crucial thing right now.
Yeah.
Right? We're holding back. You got to wait until they say, okay, now we need, all right? You can't just like go, oh, well, I'm sure they need this and let's get it down there. They may not be ready for it, but we are preparing personal hygiene kits and first aid kits, which we know there is going to come, a time in the very, next day or so, people in shelters needing these individual bags. So we're already getting those ready.
Okay, now talk as a responder, as someone who's been doing this, who's been in literal war zones of natural disasters. Talk about the importance of listening to what the authorities are saying when they're saying, please do not come to try to help if you are not affiliated with a specific organization or a first responder.
Absolutely.
Why? Tell us why.
One, because you're actually interfering with the response of other agencies. You could actually be impeding the search and rescue. While it's good intention to get down there and bring the things that you think could really help, you've really got to stand down and be patient and wait for the organizations that are on the ground to say, here's what we need. And then they could deploy it rapidly and efficiently, and it actually has a greater impact.
Exactly. Thank you for that.
You are welcome.
Wise words. Listen to those wise words, folks. This is important. So we've had a huge number of people pulling up. Here comes another vehicle that's got some water in the back, which is very nice. They're pulling right up there where the staff is going to unload. But just in the very short time I've been here, I got here about 11 o'clock. Look at how much water has come in. They're going to be, you guys, if you've got nothing better to do right now, come down here and help. If you've got strong arms and a strong back and you want to do something good, come down here and help. Lifting these pallets, these cases of water, creating pallets, and giving these guys a break because they've been going nonstop since they started. So, if you've got some time, you've got some muscle, come down and help them with lifting these giant things of water. Work alongside the city on this one. Work alongside, even if you don't like the politics. If you're not a fan of the Democratic government, be a Republican and come down and help with the water collection. You know what I'm saying? Anybody who's got an issue with what's going on in government and in politics needs to just get over themselves today, because this is a huge effort. It's a multi pronged effort with so many different people involved, from the churches, from the government, from individual organizations. So much is going on here to try to encourage people to bring water, this life-saving gift of water, which is something that is not available in a huge portion of Western Kentucky. A 200-mile swath that these tornadoes cut through the western part of our state, water had to be shut off in so many different places. And this is my duty today. My duty is to live stream. I can't pick up these big cases of water. That's why I'm saying, if you've got muscle and you've got time, come down here and help to unload these cars and help to get these pallets created. As you can see right here, those are all getting ready to get loaded onto the truck. Help to make it happen. These guys are working their butts off, and they have not had a break since they started, so they could use some extra resources. And this is not to exclude you know, the women, any young women who want to come down and help, who've got some muscle, come on down and do it. Sergeant, are you leaving us?
No, man, I'm helping out.
Oh, God love you. Of course he's not leaving because he's a sergeant. And he's here and he's taking care of everything. I love this kid. He's absolutely amazing. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
We appreciate you bringing that. They've all got great big bottles of water. He picks one up with one hand like it weighs nothing.
I said they probably want the gallons of water somewhere else.
Police are here to keep things nicely moving. We've got the row of cars coming in, dropping off the water and pulling right out again. Sometimes people are going ahead and parking, and then they're bringing the water as they leave. Whoa, he's bringing two gigantic containers, and he's left his car open, so he's running back to his car right now. Amazing. Greg, give us an update. How many things of water? Just look around. You're good at estimating.
You know, I mean, we're at this point, we're at tens of thousands of cases of water.
Oh.
And the amazing thing, it keeps on coming, and you can see now we've enlisted some forklifts.
Yes.
So we got 2 forklifts coming to load the trucks.
I see those forklifts.
And people are walking in with cases at the game as well. So
yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah, you know, everybody, they're excited about the game. They're disappointed about the tragedy, but they're saying, here's how I'm helping out.
Absolutely.
So that's...
I just called out for some backup for you guys because all of you look like you're wearing down a little bit.
Oh,
there.
good workout. Thanks for coming.
All right, good job. So, you know, the guys who've been here working for the last couple hours need some relief. And if you've got a strong back, strong arms, come on down and help them. We appreciate you to do it. I mean, you never know. You might find it kind of fun. You just never know. In the spirit of the holidays, in the spirit of togetherness, in the spirit of disaster relief, we put aside our differences and we work together as a team. I'm going to give you an overview here. That's a tippin' pallet there. That is a pallet that's about 2 degrees off center, and we hope that it makes it into the truck. See, they've got the forklifts here now. Wonderful. SOS is doing an excellent job unloading all of their water. This is their disaster relief, as their SOS director was telling me. And then they've got this small van, which also does disaster relief. Look at the 2 of them bringing their water down. Good job. Good teamwork, guys. Good teamwork. Love it. Thank you, guys. Beautiful job. Beautiful job. Love it. Thank you all. Okay, there's an awful lot of people in red here. We've seen a few people in blue as well. Here comes another truck. LMPD is clearing the way, so we're going to scoot out of the way here. Heads up, guys. Big trucks coming through. Big trucks coming through.
I'm going to get out of the way.
So once they load that truck, now they've got Kroger coming in with their next truck, which will be truck number 3, which is amazing.
That's good right there.
So, and this guy is just a doll. He's been working his buns off all morning, bringing in the big trucks. And I'm going to put my camera down and just let you watch for a minute. Just observe. Just watch the way everybody runs to the cars, grabs the stuff. We got city officials, we got police officers, we got military veterans like the guy in red, we got, you know, our normal citizens, we've got University of Louisville students, we've got everybody's working. And I want you to just see the volume. When I got here, the one truck had been loaded. There were a few flats. Now they have been put onto pallets. They've been shrink wrapped so that they will be stable in transport, which is a big deal. And now I want you to think about this on the other end too. Wherever these go, there are going to be people who are having to unload all of it as well. And it's going to have to go on and on and on and on and on. Because
we're ready to use this pump up on this side now.
If you
Thank you.
think about the fact that the water is turned off in a lot of places and how fast we go through bottles of water, this is another time that we can do something ourselves to save water, conserve water now, because that's not only a good thing to do, it's an important thing to do for our economy, for our environment, and for your economy. But you saving water by turning off the faucet while you brush your teeth and taking a little bit shorter shower makes more water available to people who don't have any. Think about it that way, okay? I'm just staying live because it's absolutely incredible to watch. And I love stuff like this. To watch people flowing in, going to an athletic event and bringing huge, huge cases of water. The city has gotten some forklifts in here because the hand lifts were not enough. The little hand forklifts, I don't know what they're called, power lifts or something, were insufficient to handle the volume of water that came in today. Thank you. So everybody is bringing in all their resources. They're tying in these packages of water, like I said earlier, they do bales of hay. When we used to buck bales out on my best friend's farm when we were kids, you tie the bales in, you put them endwise and then longwise, and endwise and longwise, because that gives them a little bit better support. It gives them a little bit more stability. It's an engineering thing, and it keeps the stacks a little bit more stable. And then they wrap the stacks with the plastic wrap so that they work like this, so that they're secure in transport. I love the fact that you guys are staying with me. This is really fun. Johnny Perez, thanks for the comments. We appreciate it. I'm going to switch up the banner to the Secure Relief Fund that we're asking you to donate to, so that you don't get taken advantage of by people who don't have the best interests of the world. And there are plenty of those. I've seen them popping up all over the place, offering to, oh my God, he's got three cases of water he's lifting at the same time. Guys, you know, this is the spirit of unity. This is the spirit of the holidays. This is the spirit of the Yum Center guys are coming out to help. This is the spirit of togetherness. This is the spirit of Kentucky. And this is what we want you to be a part of today. The amount of water that's been brought in is absolutely incredible. See, these are the little power lifts I was talking about that we started with. We started with hand trucks and power lifts, and now we've gone to gigantic forklifts. The Yum Center has pulled some of their resources out. The city has pulled some of their resources out. I'm going to stand up here a little bit in the sun because I'm freezing to death because I left my big jacket in the car. I'm just going to kind of give you a little bit of an overview here of the site, which is really amazing. I think I'll go up one more layer. This is where we were standing when we voted last year, in 2020, when we marched to the polls and stood here and Travis Najdi cast his first vote ever. So, lots of good memories associated with the Yum Center for me that don't have anything to do with athletics. And today we're creating new memories of amazement at the number of people who have showed up here for the game carrying giant containers of water like this guy. And they're so funny because people are now coming up and they're stacking their water on the SOS trucks pallets, hopefully properly. And you know, they are accepting other things. I see some supplies that are over here, and I'll show you just to give you an idea. Although they're not necessarily asking for them today, I'm going to just go ahead and walk over. Show you. these are the things that are going to be needed. They're not asking for them today. They're asking for water, okay? They're asking for water, but there have been some things brought, some clothes, some towels, some personal supplies. Those are all great. We appreciate those very much. Crackers and toilet paper, all of those things are great. Pull-ups for kids. You got to remember that everybody lost everything in their houses, diapers and wipes and all those things. Those are all things that have been brought in by a few people, which are very nice. But again, they're not asking for those today. We're trying to go with what people are telling us they need. And today, the greatest need is water. So this is the third Kroger truck that's pulled up. As we said, lots of people who are working today. They need bodies. They need strong people who can come down and bring your backs, bring your arm muscles to help to do this massive stacking that they're doing and carrying and wrapping. Just taking water out of the cars is an effort. When they take the water out of the cars, they put it on a stack and then they wrap it with plastic wrap to give it stability for the shipment. So many good people. Just get a glimpse of the enormous amount of stuff that has been brought in. This is at the Yum Center. For those of you who are not familiar with downtown Louisville, this is the Yum Center. This is, let me swing around here and just show you. This is where the big UK U of L basketball game is going on today. The basketball teams have come out. They brought water. They're so excited for all these folks who've come to celebrate the big rivalry, but also coming to bring supplies to the victims of the massive tornado outbreak that decimated 250 miles of Kentucky. And the water keeps flowing. The water keeps flowing. What's scrolling across the bottom of your screen right now is the Kentucky State Team Western Kentucky site that you can contribute to in monetary donations. Very, very important monetary donations that are being collected by the state to take directly to the areas that need service. I've said it before and I'll say it again. There are opportunists who collect money and supplies and say they're giving it to the people who need it, but it doesn't get there. You know that if you contribute today, if you bring water down here today, it's going to get to the people who need it. They're driving it directly into the disaster areas. They're also asking that people not go to the disaster areas on their own. They're not asking for people to come help. They're actually turning people away who are coming down. The National Guard is stationed at all the major cities that have been, not major cities, the major locations, small towns, small cities that have been absolutely devastated by the tornadoes that struck Friday night into Saturday morning. And organizations like SOS are so important. This is their emergency response team. They're bringing tons of water. They're putting it on pallets. They're wrapping it in plastic, and they're loading it in these Kroger trucks for transport.
They're bringing a 53
so many people, and just thousands. Mayor Fisher said a few minutes ago, tens of thousands of bottles of water being collected today. And it's nice that people are bringing these gallons of water. They're not as easily transportable. They're putting them in boxes and they're wrapping them too. It's these stacks of water that are the most helpful. So if you can go to your store, you can go to your Walgreens, your Kroger, wherever, and you can bring these cases of water. They are the most efficiently transported. They're the most efficiently wrapped, and they're the most efficiently packaged to take down. Our sergeant is still working. I love him so much. I want to give him a big kiss. been working for hours here visiting his family from Fort Campbell. LMPD being pressed into service not only for traffic control, but for carrying these massive cases of water. Talk to me about your wrapping technique.
You tuck it under to hold it tight.
Yep.
Just keep going around till you get it.
You just keep going around as he's doing.
Make sure she's all tight.
Yep. Because the one thing you don't want is load to shift in the middle of transport and have all these packages of waters falling over. Beautiful. Beautiful. A lot of events have been canceled that were previously planned. A lot of the regular things that the city does. I've noticed some ribbon cuttings have been postponed. Some online events that different organizations were going to do. The Kentucky Animal Action was going to do a legislative preview tonight, and in lieu of doing that, they're working to help with animal rescue in the cities most deeply affected. Kentucky Humane Society has taken a huge transport van down to get the animals out of the Mayfield-Graves County shelter and move them to other shelters so that they will be safe because they were full before the disaster happened. And so KHS is taking a transport down there to get those animals out so that displaced animals can be brought into the Mayfield-Graves County shelter. That's also a place that you can directly contribute. They've got their address up on Facebook, so please feel free to do that. And the thing scrolling around the bottom of your screen is a great way to also give. If anybody wants to put that secure address in the comments, that's also helpful because then people can copy and paste those to their own Facebook pages. Please share the live. Please share the live. This will help tremendously to get the word out about what needs to be done. This effort is going on until 2 o'clock before, during, and after the game. People are still pulling up with car loads full of
right behind you, Carrie.
Packages of water. There are some other durable supplies have been brought in, but they're not asking for those yet. We're trying to follow the responders who are calling and communicating with these city agencies, telling us what they need. And right now, the greatest need is this water. You can pull up right in front of the Yum Center and drop off your water and then go park and go to the game, or you can just drop off water and go on to the rest of the day. SOS is here with 2 trucks, 2 of their emergency response vehicles, which has been great. Kroger, a huge community partner in bringing this water down to the areas struck by this disaster, which is pretty amazing. You can see, U of L, UK is a big rivalry, but everybody is a Kentuckian today. Everybody's working very hard to stand together. Traffic control is in big swing right now. They're doing all the normal stuff that they do to guide people in during a busy game, but they're also taking all these people who are coming in from Indiana and from Kentucky all over the place to this game, and also just to come and bring water. They're guiding them into the sidewalk here right in front of the Yum Center. They are literally helping them take the water out of their vehicles. Stacks and stacks and stacks of water coming out of their vehicles. Water coming off of the SOS trucks. People staggering up with cases of water that are almost too heavy for them to carry. Guys who have these power jacks who are bringing in huge amounts of water. Then they're wrapping them with plastic and they are loading them up on the big Kroger trucks. And they're going to transport these 2 Kroger trucks. Have not yet been filled, but they're going to be with all of these pallets of water. And then they're going to take them down to the areas that have been hit so hard where the water has been shut off. So you guys be a part of it. Give blood. Red Cross is trying to figure out right now where to set up blood drives. So be watching this stream and others so that you will be able to give to the effort, the blood supply effort, which is going to be absolutely critical. The crush injuries that came out of that candle factory are absolutely phenomenal. The injuries that came from flying debris, from houses falling in on people, from people being blown out of their homes, as that one woman described, handing her grandbaby to her husband and then having the tornado suck her and her own mother out of the house. So incredible injuries. Blood is so necessary. So please watch the streams to give blood. And also, going back to Alice Sheehan here, who's in my comments, the Quad State Tornado Found Items is really, really an important page. It's a really important group. It is Shannon Kelman Church. It really is in Karen Malone. Sergeant, how you holding up? You've been lifting a lot of water, man. You can pick up 3 giant cases of water at the same time. It's just amazing. Absolutely amazing. They need backs. They need arms. Guys and gals who are strong and who want to help, please bring yourselves down here. They're going to be doing this for the next couple hours, I know. Help to unload, help to stack, help to wrap, help to put them up on the trucks. They need some support, because the same guys have been down here for the last several hours, and I've seen a couple of folks come in to help provide support, but they need more. They need more help. This is a big effort. Big effort. Thank you. Right in front of the Yum Center, guys. That's where we are right now. In front of the KFC Yum Center for the big game. We got people who are cheering for Kentucky, people who are cheering for Louisville. It doesn't matter what you're wearing today. You're giving, you're helping, you're supporting, and we really appreciate that. Appreciate you. Thank you. I just want you to get a feeling for the sheer volume of water that has come in here the last couple of hours. The amazing amount of water. And this is just the beginning. This is going to go on for days, weeks, and months until they get all of the utilities returned into full service across a 250-mile swath of Western Kentucky. They're going to need water. So these drives are going to continue across the city, across the state of Kentucky. There's tons and tons of organizations that are doing this today. The city of Louisville set this up. And as I said, the same folks have been here unloading for the last couple of hours. These guys are breaking their backs. They could use some good, strong arms. So if you got some time, go ahead, drag it through. Oh, you're 5 minutes. People showing up with gigantic cases of water. And as I said, the cases seem to be the best option if you're planning on coming down. Instead of bringing quarts or gallons, even though those are appreciated too, the cases are most easily stacked and packaged for transport. So really, really appreciate this kid is amazing. Really appreciate all of the water that's being brought in right now. So rolling along the bottom of the screen, as we said, that's the secure fund that you can give to. We are at the Yum Center where water is being collected. And we're gonna go with tens and tens of thousands right now of bottles of water. Thank you so much.
Oh, not a problem.
For those of us who are lucky enough to wake up in a house, in a bed with running water and electricity this morning. The least we can do is bring some water. My job right now is to amplify the messages. The authorities are asking people not to go to the disaster areas because you want to help, but to head up efforts in your towns and in your cities so that the professionals can take these things into the areas that need them the most, because you typically get in the way. Good job. Good job. Thank you, guys. They're asking folks to give blood, they're asking folks to give donations, and they're asking folks to bring water. Right now, just bring water. And there doesn't seem to be any slowdown in the number of cars that are coming and bringing water, which is phenomenal. This is where you guys can be of help. This is where you can be of help. The 3 things that Governor Beshear asked for. Donations to this fund. It's scrolling along the bottom of your screen. Blood donations at drives that are being established right now. Jessica Weddington told me a little while ago that the Red Cross is setting up blood drives that will be taking place over the next few days, particularly to get blood into the cities that need it the most, and donate to this fund. You don't have to go yourself. Even if you want to help, you don't have to go yourself. You can do things here that are going to make a huge difference in the outcome, and you won't get in the way of the first responders, which is very important because, as we said, there's no traffic control in any of these cities that have been affected. There's no lights because there's no electric. So first responders don't need to be directing traffic and telling out-of-towners where to go. They need to be doing the job that they're doing, which is rescue and recovery. And unfortunately, the rescue efforts at the candle factory turned over to recovery efforts last night because they didn't believe that anybody could have survived what they called the pile yesterday. It was like reliving 9/11. They call it the pile. The candle factory is a massive, twisted pile of metal. Another big hand truck full, power lift full of water that they are placing and getting ready to load into these Kroger trucks, which are going to go to the affected areas. Cars still coming by, dropping off water. This is going to go on at least until 2 o'clock. I don't have any idea what time it is right now, but they're collecting water here at the Yum Center. How you doing, Scott? What do you do for Kroger?
Shop supervisor.
You're a shop supervisor, and what does it feel like to see the outpouring of love and support today?
Really nice to see there's still this many good people left.
There are a lot of good people left in the world.
And it's an amazing turnout. We didn't expect it. We had to go back after more pallets and
forklifts. You had to bring
pallets.
the forklifts in.
We had to get the heavy stuff in.
Absolutely. Well, we appreciate you, Scott.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Probably 20 years volunteering as a firefighter, so I know what the
Thank you for your
crews
service.
are going through down there.
Yeah.
I know exactly what they're going through, so
Yeah.
it's good to have.
Describe to us as a firefighter, just stay right here with me. Describe to us what it's like to respond to something like what we've experienced in this 250-mile swath of massive tornadoes.
It's just catastrophic. You just don't know where to start. Those guys, they just dig in and go after it. And the help keeps rolling in. National Guard's down there now, and the governor's done the right things, got everybody going in the right directions, and got plenty of help, I think. Different departments have sent different crews in.
Yep.
PRP, I've got some really good friends that are down there working now.
Yeah, a lot of Louisville resources have gone down there, which is wonderful.
It's just catastrophic when you lay your head down at night after seeing all that death and everything. You can't put it to sleep. You kind of talk about it, amongst each other at the fire station and get through it.
And we keep going.
Yeah.
We keep going.
We keep going.
Thank you, Scott. We appreciate you. Folks have just come, like our young sergeant from Fort Campbell, who's here visiting his family. They're in the fatigue hat with the Louisville sweatshirt on. They came to bring some water, and they stayed because they knew that people would need help. They knew that they would be tiring, and these guys who are here are tiring, and they need help. So if you've got a strong back and strong arms, as we've said before, please come on down. Be a part of the team. Give yourself the pat on the back that you're actually taking action and doing something. As my son Jason Downey said, if your thoughts and prayers are not followed up with action, then they are absolutely of no value. So we appreciate that. Thoughts and prayers are great, but cash donations, blood donations, and following the instructions of the authorities, making sure that you're doing the things that are helpful, um, are the most important things. I would love nothing more than to be boots on the ground there, but I know that my job is not there. And many people who have gone down there who are trained physicians, medical personnel, nurses, physicians assistants have been turned away at the city limits because National Guard is now closed the city off for the most part, except to the local people who are able to do the work. So this is where the action is happening at setups like this in front of the Center, where thousands of bottles at every hour, more thousands of bottles are coming in. And as I just show you the stack here that I'm standing next to, getting ready to get loaded into these giant Kroger box trucks.
Well, everybody drink the water.
Yeah, I think everybody who's working here needs to drink a bottle of water.
Yeah, right.
Fayette County Constable just walked by. Looks like they brought some stuff in one of their trucks. Man, I tell you guys, it's pretty amazing. It's pretty amazing just to watch. I'm talking to folks occasionally, but I'm not stopping them from doing the work they're doing, unless they're stopping to take a break. The cars just keep rolling up. And the strong folks who are unloading them certainly could use some help. These are heavy, heavy cases of water. 24, 36, 48 bottles. They've got boxes, crates of gallons, but those are not as easily packed. So, guys, once these cars stop rolling up, there's still going to be tons and tons of water to pack into the trucks. And we would very much appreciate it if some strong folks might want to come down and work side by side with these guys. Really, really would appreciate it. I'm just staying live just to show you the constant inflow for the last couple of hours. I'm staying live because it makes me feel good to see humanity at its best. It makes me feel good to see University of Louisville and University of Kentucky fans, folks of every color, folks of every denomination spiritually, folks of every political party, bringing water for the people who need it. It is quite a beautiful thing. Quite a beautiful thing. And we thank you all for it. We thank you for everybody who's brought water. We thank everybody who's loaded water. We thank everybody who is going to come down and help to get the water put back up on the trucks and get them off to their destination. One truck already has been filled. 2 more giant Kroger box trucks getting ready to be filled right here. And that's just the beginning. These efforts are going to have to go on for days until they can get the water turned back on. They had to cut off the water in Mayfield and a lot of other cities along the swath of the damage, the path of the tornado damage, water had to be turned off because it couldn't be delivered safely, and it couldn't be delivered clean because of water main breaks and so forth. So this drinking water is essential and life-saving, not only to the citizens, but to the first responders who are doing all the work. So, as I said, this is just the beginning. It keeps coming in, but it's going to have to keep coming in for a long time. You know, it's kind of like when somebody dies. Everybody's there for the wake and the funeral, and then they forget about the people who are left behind. We don't want to forget about the people who are left behind, and that's why we're not leaving them behind. We're going to keep amplifying, keep broadcasting, keep asking for resources, and please utilize the resources that are being provided for you. The Western Kentucky Tornado Relief Fund that has been put together by the state is a secure place that you can go to make donations. If you want to collect items and collect water, there are many, many organizations that are having drives right now who are legitimate, who are going to deliver the things where they need to be delivered. And that's a great relief. And once again, give blood, give money, and follow the instructions of the state authorities and city officials who are asking people not to come to the disaster area themselves, but to support by staging in your own communities, staging, collecting. This is going to be a long process. This is a marathon. It is not just a foot race, it's a marathon. And the need is going to be great for a long period of time. Oh, we just broke one of the pallets. Broke one of the packages of water, unfortunately. Everybody's been pushed into service here. The traffic cops are lifting water off. The stream of cars is never ending. The guys from Kroger, who are the site and facilities managers, are lifting water and wrapping it and packaging it. And the rows of cars keep coming in, and people have come here to bring water and actually stayed to unload water. Holy smoke, stuff's falling out of the back of their car because their door was still open. We don't want that. So the game has started already here at the Yum Center. The game has already started, so that's all right. SOS has brought their big emergency response vehicles, 2 big trucks, a truck and a van actually. And their teams are doing a great job loading water, packaging it, getting it set, getting it ready to get loaded onto the Kroger trucks. I'm going to do one of my climbs here. Give you a big top of the staircase overview quickly so you can see the whole beautiful scope of what's been accomplished here. When I got here, there were a few hundred cases of water, and there are so many more. 1 full truck has already been dispatched, 2 full trucks getting ready to get loaded. The biggest thing has been collecting, wrapping, stacking, and wrapping on pallets. I know that the mayor sent out for pallets from the city, and the Yum Center dispatched its forklifts because the small power lifts were just not sufficient to handle the volume of water being brought. So when you just, it makes you cry. It really does when you see the humanity of people, when you see the beauty of the giving nature, especially at Christmas when people are still struggling from pandemic unemployment, still trying to figure out exactly how they're going to make it to the next paycheck. People have come up here and brought water when they're struggling to feed their families, but they feel that at least they have a roof over their heads and heat and electricity. They feel that they can share it. So very, very grateful to everybody. Here's that site again for people who are asking: secure.kentucky.gov/form services/finance/WKY relief. That's the official site for contributions that will help you be sure that the work that you're doing and that the effort that you're making and the money that you're giving is going to go to the right place. And that is directly to the areas where it's most needed. So a lot of the news stations have come and gone and gotten their video to do their stories. I've wanted to stay live with you because I wanted to keep encouraging people to come all during the time that we have to be able to get this water collected. You going in? Yes, ma'am. Good deal. Go have fun. You deserve it. Thank you for your service. Looks like the mayor's office fixed our sergeant up, which is really cute. They got him a ticket to go into the game. He deserves it. He's worked his ass off for hours. Came down here and brought some water and ended up staying and doing all the work. And cars are still pulling up. Traffic is still being directed in front of the Center into the curb lane here, where water is being taken out of cars and vans, stacked on the curb, taken to pallets, wrapped in plastic, and getting them settled right now for loading onto these Kroger box trucks to take to the areas that are most desperately in need of water. And not only for the citizens who have been literally dehoused in a matter of moments when the tornadoes came through, but also for the volume of first responders who are going to need support while they do the work of hopefully rescuing people, also doing the recovery efforts, extracting the dead. People who are down there searching for animals. There are local shelters. HSUS, I'm sure, has become involved. Organizations on a national level who send their first response professionals to the area. Lots of dead animals, cows, horses, goats, pigs, chickens that were caught up in the winds and were killed. A lot of dead bodies that have to be recovered, which is heartbreaking. Humans that have not been accounted for, humans who may still be underneath the rubble of the houses. Communications are being set up to keep people in touch, to get families reunited. They've set up shelters, of course, sometimes at high schools, sometimes at community centers, depending on what size the town is. Dawson Springs, with a population of 2,700, decimated. Mayfield, with a town of 10,000, decimated. Bowling Green, huge amount of damage, which they are very quickly working to restore, which is a great thing. Trying to keep you guys up to date on the press conferences as they come across, the updates for the different cities that have been affected in that 200 and something mile swath of tornadoes. 30 plus tornadoes affecting 6 states, even though they're calling it the quad state tornado outbreak. It really was 6 different states that were affected. Many cities, many small towns, rural areas where just house after house after house was decimated. And one of the things that is being posted, Bowling Green is moving theirs to a diffusion center, to a school over on Scottsville Lane. Thanks, Graham. Thanks for bringing the water. 11 dead so far, 10 unclaimed in Bowling Green. Yeah, I heard that earlier. Yeah, come on down, Graham. It'd be good to see you. You can give on that secure site that's rolling along the bottom of your screen. Thank you for sharing the live. We appreciate that, so other people can see it too. Just the sheer volume of water that has been brought in as people have come to the game, and they've taken a few minutes to stop by Kroger, Walgreens, wherever, picked up some water and brought it down here to be stuck on pallets, wrapped up with plastic, and prepared to be loaded into these Kroger box trucks. Thousands of bottles of water. The mayor and his team have been here all morning. LMPD has been unloading bottles of water. city workers, workers at the Yum Center, SOS delivering from their mobile emergency response units. So much going on. And we can't forget our local heroes too. Just before I came down here, I stopped by the Hip Hop Cares Serve, which is a standard for Sunday mornings under First and Broadway's overpass, and they had the Voices of Kentuckiana there to sing, which was such a lovely thing to have music for people as they enjoyed the holiday meal. Yesterday I went to the New Lease Medical Solutions luncheon, information luncheon, about new resources available for folks who are experiencing homelessness, folks who are experiencing substance use disorders, folks who are experiencing mental health issues. New Lease out on Outer Loop is doing wonderful work. I stopped by Chalk It Up yesterday, Chalk It Up LLC, which Amber Brown created with the help of a lot of wonderful people out of the protests to give kids a chance to express themselves through artwork, doing expressive artwork outside, chalking it up on sidewalks in parks all around the city. And they were having their December birthday, which was wonderful yesterday. Absolutely loved watching the kids come in, not only to have the celebration of their birthday, but also to prepare for Operation Present Drop, which is Amber's, this will be her second Operation Present Drop, collecting gifts to give to kids who are in a community that will not be getting Christmas presents otherwise. And that's pretty amazing. So you can do a lot locally. You don't have to be in Mayfield. You can do a lot to support your local nonprofit organizations that are working so hard to build a better city here after all we've been through in Louisville in the last year. You can support the organizations that do that work. I feature a lot of those on my live streams, so I encourage you to keep your eye on the live streams and support those organizations that I put on, because my job is to amplify that message so that you know where you can give and where you can give safely. One of those places is scrolling along the bottom of my screen right now. That's the official Kentucky site for donations, where you know your money is going to be used properly and sent to the correct place. Right now, if you still are interested in coming down, people are pulling up this edgewoods.com. Oh, Edgewood USA. I don't know what that company is, but they just pulled up with a giant pallet of water on the back of their truck, which is really cool. So we have just had an amazing outpouring of love and support this morning, which is so appreciated. So appreciated. And this is an official city effort, which was put together very quickly to get the most important thing, which is water, to the site where the water has been shut off, particularly Mayfield, but other cities along the way. Remember, 6 states were affected by these tornadoes. They boiled up in Arkansas, supercells, cut a huge swath through the corners of Missouri and Arkansas and Illinois and Tennessee, and just Kentucky was just so horribly affected, particularly Kentucky, the western portion of Kentucky, so affected by this mass of massive supercell tornadoes that spun up and stayed on the ground. That's the part that's so amazing, and these will go down in the record books as probably the longest tornado tracks in our history. Staying on the ground for a long period of time, not lifting back up, not giving anyone a reprieve, and yet you see the fickle nature of tornadoes by one house being left completely unscathed and the next one being left with matchsticks. You just never know. You never know. And for people who are being critical of the candle factory, asking, was the candle factory built in the path of known tornadoes? There are no paths of known tornadoes. Tornadoes go where tornadoes go, because tornadoes are a phenomenon of nature, and you can't control where the wind goes. So, there are areas of the country that are more prone to tornadoes, and obviously we're in one of them. But you don't know where the path of a tornado is going to be, and you can't build a building based upon that. And these buildings, a lot of them were older that were destroyed in the town square, particularly at Mayfield. Those buildings are 150 years old. They were built to last through a tremendous number of things. But when you take a direct hit from an F3 tornado with 155 mile an hour winds, there's nothing that anybody can do. And, from my understanding, the people at the candle factory had the opportunity to go home early, or they had the opportunity to go to their safe place, which in a normal circumstance, the hallways near the bathrooms would have been sufficient to protect them. But this was an absolutely extraordinary storm system. This was a storm that came through so quickly, racing 45, 50 miles an hour as it traveled, and having winds of 155 mile an hour plus winds. A direct hit from something like that, you could be in a bunker underground and still have the potential for injury and loss of life. There's absolutely nothing that you can do. So for those who are jumping in quick to judge, making comments, talking about why people haven't done something about the climate situation, why people haven't done something about this or that, and stop placing blame and do something. Do something to help. Get out, volunteer, do something to help, bring water, give blood, give donations, do the things that need to be done to help instead of criticize. And this is a perfect example of how people have come to help. They are still pulling up with giant cases of water. Those cases of water are being stacked on pallets. They're being wrapped with plastic wrap. They're being put on little power lifts and carried and loaded. And he's going to start loading now, I think. Or maybe he's going to stack. I don't know. I think he's bringing those over here to place them. And then after they get placed, they'll use the forklifts to put them up in the truck. These guys have done a great job. I want to thank those of you who responded. I saw a few people that I know who came down immediately and started to help lift, because that's what we need, is strong arms and strong backs. So I'm going to do one more walkthrough. I've shown you the scale. I've showed you the volume. I've showed you the people. I'm going to do one more just real quick walk around, and then I have a couple of other things that I need to take care of today, which I'm going to do. It's quiet now, so you'll be able to hear people talking a little bit more.
And then that's the very forklift.
You said UPS is coming, Denise?
Yes.
That's fantastic. What is UPS going to do for us?
UPS this is what I've been told.
Yep.
Is bringing a tractor trailer.
Excellent.
And all of these pallets will be forklifted onto it, and they are driving it out to Mayfield.
That's amazing.
So it's just everybody coming together and working together.
Give me an estimate on how many cases of water you think.
Okay. So, I just did a quick count. We're at about 50 pallets, give or take. And if each pallet has, how many cases? Is that what you're thinking?
Yeah, I'm just wondering how many cases we've collected.
1, 2, 3. So you probably have close to 9 to 12, depending on each level. And 1, 2, 3, you got like 5 levels. So you got to have almost 50 on each pallet.
And you've counted 50 pallets.
Yeah, I just, some of them are
Wow.
still being built, but stuff is still being dropped off.
All right, whoever's good at math can calculate
Yeah,
that out.
yeah,
And these are 24, 32, and 40, and 48. I mean, there's so many different numbers in here. It's not even funny. Just tons and tons of bottles of water. People have brought gallons as well. There have been crates of water being brought in, but those are all being put into stacks and put into pallets. The best thing to bring, if you can do it, just from watching the work that they're doing, is bringing down these cases of water is really the easiest thing to do. What do you think, Mayor Fisher?
Just had our front truck with that pallet of water. They drove 100 miles from northern Kentucky.
God bless them.
Huh?
God
People
bless them.
responded from all over the state.
That's amazing. That's amazing. And thanks for getting the sergeant into the basketball game. That was awesome. So the story there, for those of you who don't know, is this young man came down today. He's visiting his family from Fort Campbell while he's on leave from active duty in the United States Army. And he decided to stay because he wanted to help, because he could see that we needed help, because there were only a few people here when we got here at 11 o'clock. So he stayed to help, and Jessica Weathington, who's standing right here, who's cute in her little hat and boots, and I were chatting, and I said, is there any way we can get him into the basketball game, because he's here and he's saying that this is a priority and they're going to do this work. And but he really would have loved to have seen the basketball game, and as a man who's in the military who deserves to have an occasional break to have some fun. Thank you, Jessica. Thank you, Mayor. They got him into the game. So our sergeant has gone in to enjoy a little downtime after nearly 3 hours of back-breaking work that he was doing here, lifting and carrying all of these things. How you doing, Jean? Beautiful. It's a beautiful thing. You want to talk to us about what a great success this has been today?
Did you already talk to the mayor?
Well, I've talked to everybody, but you can talk too. This is Jane Porter, ladies and gentlemen, in the mayor's office. Just talk to us a little bit about the feeling that you're getting from coming down here and seeing this amazing response.
I first of all had a hard time getting downtown because there were so many people I was following with big pallets of water.
Yep.
And when I walked up, there was a woman standing next to me, and she stopped, and I said, "It really makes you proud to be a Louisvillian, doesn't it?" And,
Absolutely.
And it does. I mean, just the outpouring. I know everybody wants to do something, and this is a really great way to start, as well as donating money and giving blood. So I know there'll be more opportunities like this, and I encourage everybody to hold off on, I know a lot of people want to close, and I don't think that's been called for yet.
No.
So anyway, these are ways, just keep listening to the official channels, and
Yes.
People will help you find a way to give.
You touched on something important that I've been talking about a lot too. There are a lot of people who say, I want to go to help in Mayfield.
Yeah.
Tell us why we shouldn't.
Well, I'm not an official spokesperson on that, but I will tell you that the experience from the Henryville tornadoes, I know, was that too many people arrived,
right,
and they didn't know what to do with them, and
right,
you can get in the way.
That's right.
And so better to wait until somebody asks for something specific.
Yep.
And then you can go help them with that.
Thank you. Good
All
job.
right, thank
Jean
you.
Porter
Kelly?
from the mayor's office. Thank you so much for that. I'd just like you to hear it from the mouths of those who have the experience. And then she turns around and picks up a pallet. They're working today, you guys. They're not just down here talking and doing PR. They're working. They've been lifting packages of water, these giant cases of water. The mayor, Marty Storch, the mayor's security team, the guys from Kroger, the guys from the Yum Center, the communications staff, they're all working very, very hard with the help of a lot of great citizens, a lot of people who just stopped everything that they were doing to come down here today. Oh, that's wonderful. That's wonderful. Thank you, Michelle. Glad to hear that news. Yeah, Graham, I hope you get here. I'm going to have to leave here in just a little while, but I tell you, watching these guys unload, the mayor just told me a minute ago that there were people who drove 100 miles to bring water, a pallet of water from way, way up north in Kentucky, which is phenomenal. So driving 100 miles to bring water to this collection is fantastic. So we appreciate that. Here comes some more forklifts. All right. The flow of cars has slowed just a little bit. Obviously, people are in the game. A lot of people came before the game and brought water. They're going to be here for a while collecting more water. But good job, Jess. It's been a huge success.
Great.
It's heartwarming. So you can see, guys, why it's so important to bring what people are asking you to bring when they're asking you to bring it. Because as Jean Porter just said a moment ago, some people did bring some towels and things like that, but they haven't been called for because right now people don't have anywhere to take those things. Clothing is being brought in from local facilities, churches and so forth that are closer to the disaster areas. So they're getting the support that they need in that regard. Medical services are in good supply. National Guard has been activated not only to do traffic control and security, but also medical personnel have been dispatched. Here comes somebody with a whole carload. Look at this. He's got a whole carload of cases of water. That is really nice. The key right now is blood, water, and donations. Blood, water, and donations. So watch this stream, watch your city channels for announcements of Red Cross. Watch the American Red Cross page. They're going to be doing blood drives all over the city, all over the state. You can give anywhere, and the blood will get to where it needs to go because that's what their job is. That's how they do it. If you can bring cases of water, please do. The gallons are super, but they're a little bit harder to package, okay? A little bit harder to package. They can't be wrapped as efficiently. So that's why the cases work, because they can be stacked, they can be tied in appropriately, and then they can be wrapped with plastic, and the pallets then can all be loaded into the huge box trucks and transported. And apparently UPS is coming with a semi. I hope that they get here before I have to go, because I would really like to see that big UPS truck pull up. I think that's why they stopped loading stuff in the box trucks. I'm just guessing at this moment. I think they stopped loading stuff in the box trucks because they're going to have one big load into a UPS truck. So what I'm getting, Scott, is that they're going to bring in a UPS truck.
2 of them, hopefully.
2 big semis instead of the small Kroger box trucks. Right. I think that makes a lot more sense.
Well, we thought we could handle it, but then we realized.
Well, you know what? Isn't it great? Isn't that a great problem to have?
It is.
To not be able to handle the amount of water that's been brought to you, so that you have to call, Big Brown and have them come and do this thing. SOS is taking off. Boy, they were a big help too. They brought in their mobile units here. SOS is getting ready to back out of the plaza.
Yes. With my brother.
I did.
Mm-hmm. LG Dupree.
Oh my gosh, I had no idea. I loved LG.
I feel.
Oh, for heaven's sake.
My little brother.
That's so funny. That is so funny. Yeah, we got connections in Louisville that go way back.
Always talking about you. Y'all were friends, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we're always friends when we're in the media because there's not that many of us.
Yeah. So you're with...
I'm a live streamer now.
Okay.
I'm a 502 live streamer, and I'm proud to be a part of a collective of people who cover a lot of community events. We've followed the protests for a year and a half. We go out and we cover city things, we cover nonprofit things. Wherever there's something going on, we like to have our cameras so people know. Because a lot of people get their news from live streams and not, not necessarily from broadcasts. So
I think a lot of people don't trust broadcasts anymore.
Well, you can't edit what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Whatever's happening is what's happening. It's nice to make that connection with you, Scott. So there we go. Somebody I've been talking to for a couple of hours. Brother was LG Dupree, who's worked in media for many, many years in Louisville. It's very sweet that he just came up and said that to me. Just watching the work being done. I hope my car is still where I left it. I realized I don't even know if it was a parking space. I just pulled in, jumped out, ran down here. So hopefully my car is where I left it. If not, I'll call Samantha Franklin, my extraction expert. So Bowling Green is calling for those things, Michelle. That's good to know. I wonder if they're going to do. Drives in and near Bowling Green, asking people to bring things there. Good, Graham. Good, Graham. Thank you, Michelle, for all you're doing. We appreciate you.
So 229 Fair E.
Our Kroger friend is counting the number of pallets. And after she's done, I'm going to ask her what her count is, because, I mean, just take a look around, you guys. And then we go this way. Look at all this water. Isn't that amazing? Cars are still pulling. When is the UPS going to get here, Mayor?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
But, you know, we can depend on it.
We always can depend. I can't, but thank you. It's very sweet of you. I'd love to. I appreciate. I'm glad the sergeant got to go in. That makes me feel really good.
Yeah. Well, we've had people now. Just Columbus, Indiana, just showed up here, so people just wanting to help out no matter where they're. Columbus, Indiana, Northern Kentucky, Southern Kentucky. Everybody's hearts are broken. They just want to help.
And you know, it's just across the board. Everybody has a disaster at some point in their lives, and we just pray to God that everybody's going to come to our aid as this group of people has. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you.
Hey, Graham. There's Graham Fowler, ladies and gentlemen, arriving with 5 cases of water. Good job. Good job, Graham. Graham is one of our photographers who hangs out with the 502 live streamers. And does a fabulous job. And he's a live streamer himself. He went up and did some pretty incredible work at George Floyd Square. And he has learned to live stream as well as take pictures. So very proud of Graham. Thank you for bringing that water, Graham. It was really kind of you. So y'all, I appreciate everything that you guys have done, staying with us and just hanging out with me while we've been doing this. Had a pretty steady presence of support, which is always nice. People who are listening, people who are sharing the live, people who are giving me information, which is always extremely helpful. And once again, I'm going to pop up that secure site that you can donate to through the state, okay? Through the state. You can donate money through the state fund, which has been set up. It's scrolling along the bottom of your screen. And hey, Jean, may I have a little one? Would you grab me one? I'm losing my voice. Bless you, my child.
You've been doing a lot of talking.
I do that a lot. I do a lot of talking. This little bottle of life-saving water multiplied by tens of thousands. This has really been an amazing thing to watch, an amazing thing to witness. And you can see as we just scan around the plaza, all the bottles of water that have been brought in, cases, gallons, all put on pallets, and all wrapped up.
For what? They're working over there. All right, we don't probably need both of them right now. One of them's up here, right? Yeah, just take one of them.
They're just talking about using one of the forklifts that they've detoured over to this project so that they can do some work on the actual Yum Center. Guys, huge response today. I'd say this is an enormous success, one of the most successful short duration drives I have seen take place in Louisville, and it's just amazing to see how they've managed to do it. This plaza was empty a couple of hours ago, and now it's filled with case after case after case, gallon after gallon of water. And this is why I'm telling you guys, it's much better to bring cases, because when you got this box is not real secure. They're going to have to wrap that too. The cases are all nicely plastic wrapped, which gives them the security so that when they load them up into the UPS truck, and see, they were going to do the Kroger trucks, and as Scott Highfill from Kroger just told me, the reason that they called in UPS is because they found out they couldn't manage it. They couldn't handle it. To not be able to handle the amount of water being donated is a great problem to have. So they called Becca White at UPS. My buddy, my teammate, my co-host from Louisville Live, who does all the PR for UPS. And they are bringing, I think, 2 semis, at least one. But oh, that's a beautiful picture. Shannon, how much did you count?
It's over 40 pallets so far. I counted 50.
Pretty amazing when you stop to think about it. Pretty amazing. More cars pulling up. We say, keep going. And these folks are keeping going. Here comes Scott again. They just keep going.
Wayne, I might leave my truck here tonight. Rob said, you know you're blocking your truck in.
I thought that things had slowed down, but in actuality, we're having a new resurgence of cars pulling up to the curb. I'm hoping it's because of the awareness that's being spread by the news coverage, by the live streams, by the word of mouth, by people saying, let's go, let's do it, let's be involved. You can bring all of these supplies as long as you want to while they're here. Just keep bringing them up, keep donating, and keep watching all of the official outlets so that you can give blood when the blood drive starts. That's an important one. Amazing work done here, you guys. Amazing work done here. Really appreciate it. Appreciate all the individuals, appreciate all the city officials, appreciate volunteers and Kroger employees, and now UPS that's coming with a truck to load all these things. Kroger has done an excellent job, and just really want everybody to know how proud we are to stand as Louisvillians and as Kentuckians together today. So I wish I could stay to get the UPS truck coming and getting all these things loaded on. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to blow out of here. But thank you guys for staying with us. Thank you for contributing. Continue to bring water. We can be proud of our city today. We can be proud of ourselves for doing this amazing work, collecting all this water in a very, very short period of time. Tons, literally tons of water. All brought to the Center before the game. We saw the kids come out, the basketball players came out earlier, and they delivered water, which was really, really cool to watch. Yes, ma'am.
The whole thing is full of water. You gotta
The whole car?
About, yeah.
Let's walk over here. Just a second, guys.
This is Mike Randerman's sister.
How you doing?
Mike.
You know Mike? Okay.
No, it's okay.
See it there. We got 3 generations here.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. But nobody's
Come on, Lil. Good to see you.
Jane Porter said I should come over and ask you guys why you came down. So tell us.
Oh, because we heard Mayor Fisher's request to bring water for Western Kentucky. And so my granddaughter and my daughter and I decided we would meet the call.
Terrific. Thank you. And so many others have today,
This is
too.
what business looks like.
It is. It's fantastic. Good job, you guys. They brought the back end of their little truck all full, which is really cool. All right, you guys. Thank you so much. Hey, you did a hell of a job, man.
Thank you.
Way to go. Good job. Just walking around catching the close-ups of these people who have been working so hard, lifting. Good job. Good job. Good job, Sharon. Good job. Way to go. These guys are terrific. Heavy duty lifters. Heavy duty lifters.
Are you live streaming? Where are you at? What are you live streaming from?
The collective I belong to is called 502 Live Streamers.
Okay.
I also have my own live. Watch out. Take it from Tara.
Okay.
Tara Bassett Live. I have another thing called Puppy Pack Adventures, which is a podcast. I do a lot of animal rescue. So, yeah, I just do a whole bunch of stuff. A lot of community stuff.
Well, thank you.
Happy to amplify whatever you guys do.
Absolutely. Thank you for that.
Thank you so much, Sharon. Have a good one. All right, Scott, you take care of yourself, man. Say hi to LG. All right, you guys. Hey, my pleasure. That's what I do. Thank you. And look at Storch there with one hand. What did he do to his hand? What did he do to his hand?
I don't know.
He's got a
What
wrap.
did he do to his hand?
He's got a wrap and he's got like, he looks like a
broke a finger or something.
Poor kid. Look at him.
Marty, what'd you do to your hand?
What are you doing with your one hand there while you're lifting all this water?
I broke a bone there, and I messed up the volar plate, which is the tissues that hold that together.
Great. What does the other guy look like?
A lot better.
Thanks, Marty. Good job. Appreciate you. All right, you guys. This has been a tremendous success, and we appreciate everybody who's made it possible. UPS will be here to pick up all this water and transport it, which is phenomenal. And that's what we know when we see this is what community looks like. It really is what community looks like. People still continuing to bring their cars up here in front of the Center and drop off these cases of water. More pallets being broken out so they can put the water on them, wrap them, and get them ready to go down to Mayfield. And this is going to be going on for long periods of time. Long periods of time. Until they get the water back up, till they get the electricity out, they're stuck. They've got nothing but what people bring them. So just gaze upon this today, you guys. Just gaze upon the beauty of this life-saving water that's been collected. And we appreciate y'all so much. Thanks for being here today. Love y'all.